upon you, dear viewers. Today, together with you, we will analyze in detail the second trailer of episode 17 of the series Kurulus Orhan. As you know, after the second trailer was released, many questions arose among the fans of the series. Will Qasim's martyrdom really take place in this episode? In which direction will the story of Flavius and Fatima move? And another important question. Is Yiğit Bey's life in danger? On the other hand, events have become increasingly complicated because Shahin Bey now seems to have openly started a rebellion against Orhan Bey. So will Shahin Bey succeed in this plan? Will he manage to harm Orhan Bey or Asposa Hatun? Or is a big surprise waiting for us that no one expected in the story? And perhaps one of the most important questions is this. How did Karakahisar Castle fall into the hands of Mehmet Bey? In today's video, we will talk in detail about the answers to all these questions. But before we start the video, we have a small request from you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. This way you can immediately be notified of our new analysis videos. Dear viewers, one of the most striking scenes we saw in the second trailer is undoubtedly the big explosion scene. This explosion takes place on the borders of Karakahisar, and at that moment Orhan Bey and Asposa Hatun are also there. At first glance, it looks as if both of them are caught in the middle of the explosion. However, when we look at the trailer a little more carefully, an important detail emerges. Orhan Bey actually arrives there with only 2 or 3 Alps. But after the explosion, we see that there are more soldiers in the scene. This shows us something important. Orhan Bey most likely went there with a plan prepared in advance. Most likely there was a gunpowder trap set up in the area beforehand. An arrow was shot to trigger this trap and the explosion occurred. After the explosion, Orhan Bey quickly moved away from there and withdrew toward the forest area. On the other side, after Orhan Bey leaves the area, we see Shahin Bey and his men holding a secret meeting. Very important decisions are made in this meeting. The plan is as follows. Shahin Bey will expand the rebellion in Bursa and Mehmet Bey will capture Karakahisar Castle. However, as you all know, Karakahisar was not an easy castle to enter. Moreover, Mehmet Bey was not allowed to enter the castle. Therefore, one of Shahin Bey's close men steps in here. First, this person secretly infiltrates Karakahisar. Then the gates are opened from the inside and a sudden attack is launched. As a result of this attack, many people in the castle are taken captive. It is clearly possible to see these scenes in the trailer. In addition, the borders of Karakahisar being very close to Mehmet Bey's lands seems to have made it easier for him to capture the castle. However, on the other side, not all of Shahin Bey's plans go as he wishes, because the rebellion attempt in Bursa fails and Shahin Bey is forced to flee. But before escaping, he makes a very important and dangerous move. As you know, Yiğit Bey had previously been attacked. To take revenge for this, an attack is carried out against Qasim. In previous episodes, there was also a scene that gave the impression that Qasim Bey would be martyred. However, in that scene, Qasim survived. But there is an important reason why this issue keeps coming up. When we look at historical sources, there is not much information showing that Orhan Ghazi's son Qasim played an active role in the later years. In other words, we do not really encounter an adult Qasim character in historical records. Yeah, for this reason, it seems quite likely that the scriptwriters of the series may remove the Qasim character from the story soon. Now, the real question is this. Was Qasim really martyred in this attack, or was he only seriously injured? Of course, we will learn the exact answer to this question when we watch the episode. However, when we analyze the current scenes, it is thought that there is about a 70% chance that Qasim may be martyred. If such an event really happens, it will be inevitable for Orhan Bey to act with great anger against Shahin Bey. But Shahin Bey is also a very intelligent and dangerous enemy. Therefore, it seems very likely that he will try to lure Orhan Bey into a trap. During this process, we also see that Asposa Hatun is by Orhan Bey's side. However, most likely at the critical moment, Orhan Bey's Alps will arrive to help. Perhaps Asposa Hatun's men may also appear at the right moment and rescue them. Therefore, our general prediction is this. Orhan Bey and Asposa Hatun will survive this dangerous situation. Now let's take a look at Yiğit Bey. When we look at the current trailer, it does not seem very likely that Yiğit Bey will die in this episode. However, there is another important development. Now, an open hostility has begun between Orhan Bey and Shahin Bey. For this reason, it no longer seems very possible for Orhan Bey to marry Fatima to Yiğit Bey. At this point, the story may move in a different direction because these developments may open the way for the marriage of Fatima and Flavius, especially since there are strong signs in the series that Flavius may accept Islam. If Flavius truly becomes a Muslim, then the possibility of marriage between Fatima and Yiğit Bey will almost completely disappear. On the other hand, the fact that Shahin Bey has chosen the path of betrayal may also show that his end is approaching. Perhaps in the upcoming episodes of the series, a very dramatic end may await Shahin Bey. So what do you think? Will Qasim really be martyred, or is a completely different surprise waiting for us in the series? Be sure to share your thoughts with us in the comments section. If you liked our video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with your friends. God willing, we will meet again very soon with a new analysis video. See you in the next video. May God protect you.